Melissa. Oh, there you are.
I'm here. And I am just now starting the recording. And that's okay. We're in pajamas too. Kallie said, I didn't even get a chance to get ready. And
get ready? You're Kallie. So beautiful all the time anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and
I just want you to be my glam squad. Can I hire you for the next Scentsy event?
Yeah, look like this.
My glam girl.
Look like this.
And we're super honored and so grateful that Kallie's jumping on with us tonight, especially because she's hopping on a flight tomorrow morning. And so tonight she's packing. And so
I haven't packed a thing. It's fine.
Oh, awesome. Well, we really, really appreciate you. And actually, welcome everybody to our Tuesday night group conference call. Yes, this is a Scentsy group call. Meets here every Tuesday night at 9:15. We are recording tonight. It is November 19th. And thank you so much for joining us. I'm not going to take any time. Shelly and I will talk once our special guest is done talking tonight. But I am going to turn over. Kallie comes, she came highly requested this week. And we had 3 people request Kallie's presence this evening on this call. So we're very, very honored and grateful that she's spending some time with us. So Kallie, Shelly, unless there's anything that you wanted to say to preface.
No, I'm just so excited that you were able to jump on last minute. Just so you know, I asked Melissa, I'm like, do you think if we reached out to Kallie, she could get on tonight? So knowing that you have to fly tomorrow, we are really grateful that you're here with us. But we were talking about how fabulous you were and had a couple things that we were referencing that you do great. So we were like, let's just get her to tell everyone.
Well, yeah, I'm happy to. Melissa, actually, I woke up to a message from Melissa, and she's like, will you call me when you wake up? And then I messaged her, like, I'll be up, give me a few minutes to, wake up. And she FaceTimed me, and I'm in bed, still in my pajamas, hanging out. So that tells you how the Scentsy life goes, right? We just make it happen where we can. And so,
she said, I'm awake-ish. And I said, well, that's good enough.
That's good. So she called, and I was, still in bed. Yeah. And I had all these plans, and I'm sure many of you experienced this in your worlds as well. All the plans to accomplish all the things in a day, and typically that doesn't happen, and that is my reality 99.9% of the time. So if you're a hot mess with me, then just own it, rock it, and go out and make things happen, because that's how we fly here. Melissa had asked me if I would come on and share a little bit about what we call sparkle packets. And I don't know how or who requested where and how this all came about, but I am definitely happy to share that. It is definitely a group collaborative. I can't take 100% full credit for it. So real quickly, I guess if you don't know who I am, I'm Superstar Director Kallie Petticord. I live in Utah, which is where Scentsy Family Reunion is going to be. So I feel like until Scentsy Family Reunion happens here, I have to put that little plug in. I hope that you are planning to come and join us here in Utah. It's going to be incredible. It's going to be a fabulous time. So mark your books for that. So I do live right where Scentsy started, and what's so awesome is I still come across people all the time that have never heard of Scentsy. Colette, the founder, lives maybe 25 minutes from me. Many other superstar directors live very close to me, and still come across people every single day that I need to give a sparkle packet to. So that is what my mom deemed them or called them in the beginning of our business. And what is a sparkle packet? A sparkle packet is basically just an opportunity packet of information that we can give out to those people that we come across to help share Scentsy Sparkle. Now, I think I just realized I didn't have the card in here, but that's okay because I'm sure I have a picture of it somewhere, or I can pull one from a drawer real quickly. But basically finding, a lot of times when we come up to somebody and we're blabbering information, right? We're giving them all this information. It's just too much. And we just need to step back and focus on why we're talking to them. Why is Scentsy a good fit for them? Why did I decide to share this opportunity with them today? And then let this packet of information do the talking. I don't need to tell them it's only $99 to start, and it's this and it's that, and you get this in your kit and you get that in your kit. Sometimes we just word vomit all of that stuff, when really what we need to do is step back and talk more about why this is a benefit for them. Nobody's going to want to join your team because of you. Or, well, that's okay. Rewind. sometimes English is hard for me. My words don't come out as I hope. They're not going to join typically because of of why it works for you or why it's a blessing for you, unless that's also the same reason it's going to be a blessing for them. At the end of the day, we have to be looking at how this opportunity that we are placing in front of them is going to be a benefit for them. Because when they do join, the only reason they're going to do anything is if it's going to benefit them, if it's going to be something that helps them grow, something that's going to better their life, better their circumstances. And so that is what I go out and I am always listening for, is the complaints of how life is hard for them, or the complaints of why things aren't going well, or I don't have money to do this, or I don't have money for that, or I'm sick of sitting in traffic, or I wish I could see my kids get off the bus, or whatever their complaint is. I'm listening for that and thinking, okay, how can Scentsy help them? And that's how I start my conversation, and I segue into giving them an opportunity packet. Or what we like to call a sparkle packet. So what is that? Let's talk about what is in this. Now, I will tell you, I do have files, a Dropbox link that I will send to Melissa, and she can put it in your group, but it is a packet, but the link will have editable files. I'm getting ahead of myself. The link will have editable files to what is in here so that you guys can create this on your own. Now, the files in here, once again, I said this was a group collaborative. Heather Gorsuch and I sat down one day and we created the files that are in here, or redid them, or pulled from other people that I couldn't even tell you where we got it. And it's one of the things that there's my alarm that I snoozed to do this call. But it's files that we pulled together from different people in our Scentsy family, because we share, that's what we do. It's one of the things I love about Scentsy. So I can't take credit for everything that's in here, and so I want to definitely say that. But basically, first of all, these little folders, it's about a little bit bigger than a 5x7, and I got them in the Scentsy family store. If you want to go bigger and you want to do a full-size folder, then you can do that. I have a little sticky note here, because guess what? If I give this away and I don't get their information back, then this was a waste of my time and my money. So I put a little sticky note there, and I can't remember where these pens are from, but you can get pens from the Scentsy family store. I have custom pens with my information, and I clip it like this, okay? So I always have a pen attached to it, and if they end up taking my pen, then they also have my information. So that's kind of how I start this. And then when I give it, I would say, you know what, I always do a monthly drawing, and so I would love to get your information. Can I get that from you real quick? And I would write it on the sticky note, and I would take the sticky note for my records, right? If you want to attach a drawing slip, you can do that, and you can still stick it under here, whatever that looks like for you, but make sure you're getting their information, or this entire process and everything we talk about tonight is absolutely worthless, because the odds of them following up with you are slim to none. It is, the fortune is in the follow-up, and that is up to us. So inside here, I do a couple different things. I always like to include a gift for them. Now, I know that sometimes, like, Kallie, you're asking me to create these folders. Now I need a pen. Now I need sticky notes. I need the little folders. I'm printing things off. And now you want me to give a gift? I am trying to bless somebody's life and make a lasting impact. This is somebody that I plan to follow up with. And so if you're not going to do it, then don't give it. But I know that I'm going to. And so I always include a little gift to brighten their day. We have host rewards. We know when the sales are happening. When you see scent circles go on sale, even if it's something that is discontinued, collect them and say, if they're like, oh, I love that fragrance. Oh my gosh, I made those packets, and then shortly after they went, that fragrance went away. I am so sorry, but I'm sure we can find something else that you love. So don't worry about that. Buy something from the clearance tab, put something in there that is going to smell good, because the smelling does the selling, right? So I always include a little gift for them. This was something that Heather and I thought were fun. So basically we did, and I know this is kind of hard to see, but what this first sheet is, it's basically my resume. It's a resume of why they want to join my team. Now, you have to kind of think outside your where you're at. Be very generous with yourself. Don't be your worst critic in this moment. Think about how your mom hopefully your mom would think about you. Maybe someday she doesn't think so great, but what are all the nice things that she would say about you? And you're going to write your resume. And so basically this was, Becca and Kallie, independent Scentsy Superstar directors, a mother-daughter team dedicated to helping friends, new friends and old friends, reach their goals and aspirations and succeed in their lives. So I made a little tagline that was about me. Like, if they read this, they're going to be intrigued. So you're giving this is your preview of you as a commercial. And then I put, so then like work, what have you maybe, what type of work have you done? What maybe things that you have volunteered in? Maybe they'll see, oh my gosh, she volunteered in the PTA and I'm in the PTA. So they're finding ways that they can connect with you. Next would be awards and benefits. So maybe some awards. Did you hit sensational start? Did you hit shooting star? Maybe you haven't yet, but maybe you earned an incentive trip and so you can put an incentive trip, or you were able to attend your annual conventions. Paint a pretty picture, right? Think about the things that you've been able to do. I was able to walk across the stage as a director, or whatever that looks like. What are some benefits that they would get by joining your team? How would you support them as their leader? And then next, I loved this section. It was check all that apply. And so this is right, like, and I know it's really hard to see, but you can see its little check boxes, right? So check all that apply. You want to earn extra income. Maybe you're an empty nester. You're looking to meet new people. You love Scentsy and you just want a discount. You're a college student that would need extra money. You like to travel, or you would want to travel. I work outside the home. I'm a stay-at-home mom. I'm interested in a discount/rebate on products. Personal growth. Want to give back. Looking to feel accomplished and fulfilled. For a tax benefit of a home-based business. Looking for a hobby. Want to be recognized for my efforts. And looking for a retirement plan. So were any of you, maybe, did you think, oh, that's one of the reasons I joined Scentsy, or that's something that I would be interested in, or, okay, that's intriguing, right? Like, what does that mean? A retirement plan, or that I can be recognized for my efforts, right? So we're wanting them to start thinking of different ways and things that Scentsy can apply to them. And if they send a picture of it back to you, or you say, hey, did you get a chance to check those off? All that little area that said check all that apply, what applied to you? What kind of sparked your interest? You automatically have something to start talking with them about down the road when you follow up, right? And at the very bottom, we put our truths. And this was basically, there was a post that someone had made on the director's page, and we went and took their answers to the questions, or to the post. And it was ways that Scentsy had kind of blessed their lives. So it was, I never expected it to be my annual income. Another person said, I wanted a discount on my addiction. I was not expecting anything. So everything is amazing to me. I love this company. I joined for free products. I've gained many new friends, free vacations, and just quit my job to have more freedom to invest my time into others. What a great day when God brought Scentsy into my life. Who would have known? Another one was, I never expected to make 6 figures working from home as a fragrance specialist. So we kind of just put some random things that people will be like, oh, wait, that's kind of cool. They made friends, they travel. So this is like, this right here, I feel like is gold. Like, you create this for yourself, you put the different things on there, and it's a resume. It's getting them thinking about all the different things Scentsy can offer. The next thing is a little sheet that is 10 reasons to join Scentsy. So again, it's just another way to get them to start thinking. Like, maybe they didn't sit and read through all of this, but they pulled number 2 out and this was more intriguing to them. And so it's 10 reasons why this would be a great company for them. This one needs to be, that was old. And then this, we did a little sheet that said everything you need to get started. And it basically talked about the kits. So they knew what the kits were. The last thing that I need to see if I can snag that is over, and there should be one in my little pouch that I keep in my bag. One second. I'm so sorry. I really try to be more prepared. Or maybe there's one right here. Is there one right here? Ah! Okay. I don't know where it went, but is there one right here? Yes. Ha ha ha. Okay. So this is the other thing that we put in there, and I think it makes it more personal, right? So all of this stuff is printed. All of this is just pre-printed documents. But what I do is I create random stationery for myself, and I leave the back blank except for my little information at the bottom. And it's so that I have personal stationery that I can write my own card on. If you don't want to do that, you can just go buy a pack of cards at the Dollar Tree, and you can do the same thing. So I wrote a handwritten note. Can't hardly see it, but I wrote a handwritten note on the back. So they're thinking, oh, this person really put thought and time and effort like into the smaller pieces. So basically, this is why we call it a sparkle packet. You are getting this because you sparkle. And I'll post a picture of the verbiage so you don't have to hurry and write it all down real quick. You are getting this because you sparkle. You have something special that caught my eye. I'm always looking for special people to become a part of my Scentsy family. So here's a gift for you and some information about the company that adds so much joy and sparkle to my life. If you would like to learn more about Scentsy, about what Scentsy can offer you, please don't hesitate to reach out. Hope to talk soon. Hugs, Becca and Kallie. So I have written, like, I don't know about you or if you were to read something like that, but I know for me, I'd be like, most of the time people are feeling like they're walking through the world unrecognized, that nobody sees anything in them and they're just trying to get through. But if someone were to be like, you know what? I have these in my purse for special people that I come across that just stand out to me. There's a handwritten note in there. And I would love if you would just take a look at it. And I would love to follow up with you later. I have a little sticky note here so I can jot down your information. Because you just have something, I just saw it in your eyes. And I just knew I had to share this with you. That's all I have to say. Get there, see if they'll give you their information. Hopefully they will. If not, then you maybe brighten their day and they'll come across that note or that card that they put in their drawer at some point, and they're going to be like, somebody saw something in me that day. Or here's the thing. We don't know where people's minds are going to go. Maybe they're going to think you're crazy and like, oh my gosh, she has no idea anything about me. And they just had a really bad day and they throw it in the trash. That could be it too, right? But the hope is that you're providing them with something. I mean, it's a cute little thing. This is where the fun happens. Oh, I'm missing fun in my life, right? Or I also create, I'm weird. I like all the crazy little weird things, but I also put little magnets right here where the business card goes because I create a monthly quote that I send to my customers and my team. And so I also add that in here. And it's just supposed to be something that's sparkle and that's just happiness, because who doesn't want to be a part of that? If we just hand them a packet of boring information that doesn't spark any joy, then that's exactly what it is. It's a packet of information. And so everything that I do when it comes to a sparkle packet, I want it to be magical. There's so many different ways you could package this. Maybe you turn it into a sparkle card. There's glitter all throughout it. Or maybe you do, the possibilities are endless of what you can create. But this is a place for you to get started. And again, we have all the files and I will send Melissa the link so you can download and edit them. But I know that when we get the information and when we gift somebody the opportunity, then it's up to them to decide what to do with it. And it's up to us to get their information and follow up. But by making it more of that sparkle and that joy, it's going to mean so much more than just a packet. So that's kind of what I have. I don't know if anybody has any questions or comments or if I rambled because English is hard for me and talk too fast, but yeah, that's that.
Kallie, thank you so much.
Of course.
So much. Does anybody have any questions or want to ask Kallie anything? On topic or off topic?
Or off topic, on or off.
So Kallie also has done a all consultant training. I don't remember when you did this, but I remember watching it, and that's when I first saw your sparkle packet concept. And I went out and bought sparkle envelopes with heart cards. I haven't done anything with them, but I feel very inspired after listening to you a second time tonight. So I'm going to get those out. And if you want to start something, sometimes when we get overwhelmed, like, oh my gosh, I have to get the Dropbox file, I have to print the file, I have to put this packet together, I'll have to wait till those folders come. You know what? I have those note cards in my drawer without any of that other information. If I hand wrote one of those and knew that I was going to give it out tomorrow, that's starting simple and small immediately without all those other things happening.
No, totally. And when you said that, it made me think of something. So it was so bad. The day after we sat down, we finally had created all of the files, right? And I had all the files and I was ready to make them. And I hadn't pulled the trigger. I hadn't taken action, kind of like Shelly. I had all the tools sitting in front of me and I didn't pull the trigger. I went to the post office and I was dropping off some mail. And there was a line of women and I pre-stamp all my stuff. So I walk up to the counter and I'm unloading my Scentsy mail onto the counter. And one of the women goes, oh my gosh, that looks like so much fun. I would love to get one of those in the mail. And I was like, oh yes, I just love making my mail so fun because it brightens people's mailbox, right? And the other girl goes, yeah, that is so cute. I would love one of those too. And guess what? I was completely Scentsy naked. I didn't have these in my car. I go out to my car. I picked up the phone and I was like, I had the opportunity to share with 3 different people in this line that were already excited about what I had to offer. And I didn't have a dang thing. And I have a thing. I was so bad at myself, and I promised myself that after that point, even if it was just something small, I would never be caught sensing naked again, because that was 3 missed opportunities. Even for me as a superstar director, I'm like, oh, I cannot even believe it.
Oh, we all do it. Or I hand out the last, and then you don't replenish it, and then you're stuck, and you're like, are you kidding me? But yeah, just if you guys feel inspired by what she said, just get out a note card and have it ready. We all know that someone's going to go to Starbucks tomorrow and get their regular coffee. We know that someone's going to be paying at the grocery store, at the coffee shop. And wouldn't it feel special to give that special cashier that you see every week or every day a little sparkle note? That you just start small. It could be the catalog and the sticky note, like she said. We know we have that within arm's reach. So don't get overwhelmed, because I get paralyzed by, oh my gosh, I want my kit to look just like Kallie's. My kit doesn't look anything like that, but I have to start giving out more, and I've got to get those Post-it notes filled out, because that is key. I just love everything that you said and shared, Kallie. Thank you so much.
Well, and what I like, no, go ahead, Cal.
I was just saying, my pleasure. That's all.
So you just posted the link in the chat.
Yes, I did that, and I will also send it to you.
All right, so yeah, send it to me. And then here's what I like, though, that you've kind of driven home, I think, at least for me, is that it shows people at every level in this business that we still do the same things. And that it doesn't matter what your title is, it doesn't matter how long you've been doing Scentsy, that the same things that worked in the beginning still work. And that the same things that consultants that have been in 10 years, 4 years, 1 year, 1 month, we all can do the same exact things, which are kind of the foundations and fundamentals of this business. And so I love that here you are, still pounding the pavement, still putting together these sparkle packets. Did you say, do you have a goal or quota for yourself? Like, this is how many I make at a time, and I challenge myself, or, to give out this many, or...
Well, it's typically an even number, because I print 2 things to a page, but I don't necessarily, no, I don't have that, because I really just kind of, again, it was kind of what I said in the beginning, I'm listening for those key phrases. I'm listening for those opportunities. And so maybe 1 month it is way more, and the next month it's not. And I have to then make myself think, okay, who am I going to give this to, right? I didn't hear a keyword or a key phrase, but I've got to get rid of them. But at this point, I don't set a goal, but it's because I've been doing it for so long. If it's not your natural thing, then you probably should set a goal, right? Something to remind you and trigger that thought.
But so the bottom line really is, then you're never without them, unless you're in line. Well, unless you're in line at the post office and you have the opportunity with 3 women, but no,
I probably could have been 4, because I probably could have recruited the gal that I see every day that I'm buying postage from.
So, but that's just you're just having these on hand and prepared so that they're ready.
And what I do is I just use a bank bag. And I just have in my bank bag, I have a bunch of them with the cards ready to go. I also have a couple catalogs in there, and that's actually an old one, which I don't know why that's what I pulled out. But and I just stuff in there, and then I just have it. It's easy. It doesn't, then since it's kind of protected, it doesn't get crinkled and all gross and disgusting.
So if somebody asks you for a business card, what do you hand them?
It would depend. I would assume if they're asking me for a business card, that there was probably a previous preset to that, right?
Yeah. So I'm just, if you come across somebody that says, "Oh, you sell Scentsy? You sell Scentsy? Do you have a business card?" What would you give that person?
I would tell them, no, I don't have a business card. I have 2 things. 1, I don't like business cards, because I know myself, I just throw them away. Can I connect with you on Facebook or on social media, or can I get your phone number? That is my preferred preference, because I know how I am with business cards. I'm just going to throw them away. So, or they're going to get lost in the bottom of my purse. Or I say, or I really do, you know what? I have enjoyed our conversation today. I would rather provide you with something that's going to bring more joy. Do you mind if I share with you something that brings me so much joy? There's a handwritten card in there, and that's how I'd kind of lead into my sparkle packet, get their information and all that fun jazz.
Okay, so then somebody asked you for a catalog. Would you do the same thing?
It would also depend. Whoa, I've been looking for that. It would depend. as well on the conversation, because I'm not just going to give somebody a catalog. There's got to be a reason why I'm going to give them something that's going to cost me so much money. Does that make, and it's not that it's that much money,
yeah.
but you know what I mean? Like,
no, but yeah.
But at the same token, I'm not just going to give you a catalog for kicks and giggles. I'm going to say, you know what? I mean, almost sometimes being Scentsy naked in those situations of somebody specifically asking you for something, that can be a good fib. I'm not going to say lie because I don't like that word, but because then you're able to get their information. Oh my gosh, you know what? I just gave away my last catalog. I would love to get one in the mail to you or drop one by your house. You know, do you have your address you want to give to me, a P.O. box or something, or, you know, an email address, or let's text and I can send you a link to a digital file. That way I'm getting their information. And if you're afraid to ask for people's information, that's a great segue to do so.
And if you did want to give somebody a catalog, the Post-it idea would be a great thing. Have a Post-it note on the front of your catalog so that whoever you're giving it to, you're taking a Post-it note in return, because you never just want to give out something and not get anything in return and hope they'll order or hope they'll look at it or hope they'll pass it on or whatever the case is. Yeah.
I mean, I 1000% agree. And that's why I like the Post-it notes. If you want to do an actual drawing slip, use some washi tape and stick it on the front of everything with washi tape, staple it and strip, whatever you need to do, but do not give it away without getting something in return, right? Don't give them access to the whole farm until there's a ring on it or something.
You know, another really good idea that I came across is someone who sticks an envelope in every catalog. And then when they give it out, they get the person's address so that they can hand write them a note in return with more product information. So like right now, my most favorite brochure that we have is the one that explains all of our different products or our different systems. That is one of the greatest tools. And I think you can get a pack for what, $2, $3 from Scentsy. And to me, it is so worth it because that would be a perfect thing to stuff in that envelope. Yeah. And just, you know, as an introduction, especially somebody that may be new to Scentsy. But I love the idea of having an envelope in there so that you're getting something in return and you're going to surprise them by, you know, you'll record their address and whatever your system is, but then send them off and say, it was really good. You know, it was really good talking to you. I appreciate, you know, whatever the case is. But there's so many different ways to do it. It's just a matter of doing it so that you are, when you're giving something, you're getting something in return. Or else you really are just kind of playing 52 pickup and you're not picking up.
Yeah, you're not going to, I mean, I think about how many times you've gotten information or something from someone and you actually called them.
Yeah.
Are you going to? Because if you're not going to and you're in this business, they're probably not going to either.
That's kind of the best self-check ever. Is if you do something, if you put yourself on the receiving end of what you're doing, how would you react or how would you respond? Yeah. It is the single best way to put yourself in check with how you're servicing your customers and operating your business. But no, thank you for letting me just throw interview questions at you. Shelley.
There was a question, which flyer? I don't know what it's called, but it has the 3 systems and it's just a brochure like this.
Do you know how I
didn't even know that existed?
And then the other one that would go with it, you would of course do the systems, and then you could do
the business.
The start here.
Yep.
And these 2 with the first class stamp, and you could fold. You guys, when I pay my bills, I do have 2 bills that I mail. I, every month, get a Post-it note out and say, I would love to change your life with fragrance. And I sign it Shelley in my handwriting on a Post-it note, and I put a product sheet, and I put one of these, whatever I grab first.
Hey, you never know.
It goes in my bills every month. I'm like, when is the same person and month after month is opening up my health insurance and saying, what the heck? I don't know.
So you know what I'll always do is it's kind of the same way that I'll figure out which buddies I need to add to my orders. But when I'm closing out a party order, I have one of my guests is always Family Store. That's always one of my guests. And I just type in the word flyer and I type in the word brochure. And then it brings up the entire list of what's offered. And I can see if there's anything that I need. And because sometimes they release new pamphlets, new brochures, new flyers, and we don't even know about it. And so I always type in the word flyer and I type in the word brochure, and then I can kind of shop from that menu.
I love that.
So just like a little tip. I know. See, Cal, I taught you something tonight.
I love to learn. And you know what? I say this all the time. If you are afraid to go out and recruit or sponsor or share because you don't know everything, or you're not prepared, or you don't feel like I learn new things every single freaking day. We are far from perfect, and just go out there and know you don't know the answer to something. That is a great question. I have a wonderful support system. I will find that out for you, but I just learned something, and it doesn't matter how long you've been in this company. You're going to learn something new every day.
Yeah.
Kallie, how long have you been doing Scentsy?
So I have been doing Scentsy full-time as my full-time career since January of 2010. So it's almost 10 years. And I have been doing it part-time since actually fall of 2009.
That's so awesome.
So we've all been, Melissa was 2008, you were 2009, I was 2009. And I promise you, the newest person on this Zoom will know something that the three of us combined probably don't know the answer to.
Oh, for sure.
For sure. So
newer consultants.
Like you just said, those new consultants, sometimes you guys blow me away and you ask questions. And I look at my phone, I'm like, I'm not answering that text. That's
you're like, you pulled it.
Because I got to ask someone else.
You pull it down and then you're like, oh, wait, I'm going to ask somebody, did you know this? And they're like, yeah, all the time.
I'll be back with you when I can get together.
Half the time I learn what I need to know from Becker. She'll text me and say, hey, did you see this? Oh, thanks, Becker. Wait, Kallie, I was going to ask you one other thing. What is your favorite, or if you have a couple, what is your favorite app to use for part of your business, or any part of your business, or a phone app, or anything that has made life easier? And you can say Pirate Ship. You could talk about that for 2 seconds.
Freaking Pirate Ship every day. I don't even think that as an app. I think of it as a website. If you have not, okay, I'm a mailer. I mail a lot of crap. And so Pirate Ship is definitely one of them. And basically what it is it's free for you to use. And you can go on and you can make, it's to print out parcel mail. So like not an envelope, but like if I was going to mail something like this, like, see, that's how I mail so much crap. I have it all right here. If you're going to mail something like that, and it's typically $1 to $1.50 at least cheaper than taking it to the post office. And I don't have to stand in the line. And especially this time of year, that is a waste of my time. I can walk right up to the front of the line. And then they do that again. If your packages are cute and bright and sparkly, then somebody in that long line at Christmas is going to be like, what is she doing? And so I just walk up at the counter and I start laying myself all down. So Pirate Ship is one. I will say I am actually a fan of Amy/Maven. I really am a fan of that. And so if you haven't used that, I highly recommend it. And I'm trying to think, scan through. I love Marco Polo for connecting with team, because Marco Polo to me, it's just putting a face, right? It's creating that connection in a different way. Those would probably be, and Zoom. I love Zoom.
Yeah.
I don't know, Facebook.
Yeah.
That's
Oh, you're the best. Thank you so much. We did keep you longer than the 20 minutes I promised.
I told Matt, I'm like, I promise it's going to be 15, 20 minutes max. And
you know how we are.
Great. We just kept you on longer.
Yes.
Thank you.
But I am going to go. I'm going to run. I'm going to go pack and finish dinner. But thank you.
We appreciate you.
Thank you for jumping on. We appreciate
I will answer them on the plane tomorrow. So just
you're the best.
Send them to me. Okay.
Thank you so much. Travel safe. Okay, you guys, we have 5 minutes left. Anything that you want to say?
Amazing. Somebody said they want more information about Pirate Ship. I think you just need to go to that website.
Just go to Pirate Ship, and it's a shipping. You know you're at the right place if it is a shipping, like parcel postal site, not a booze cruise. You'll know if you are at the right place. But it really is. It's self-explanatory and takes 2 seconds to set up. Pirate Ship and anybody, in the last 4 minutes, anybody else come across a new app or anything that has helped them system-wise or systems-wise? Anything? Okay, anything you want to share? 4 minutes left. Mary Jane.
Can you explain the envelope in your catalog again? How I don't
just
get
a
that.
Just a blank envelope. It's just a blank envelope that's in the catalog. So when I go to hand it to you, Mary Jane, you ask me for the catalog, I pull the envelope out and I say, can I get your address? And write, instead of the Post-it note, write it on the envelope. Take the envelope home. Now you can handwrite them something, but you make note of their address first before you mail that off to them. Cool?
Thanks.
You
I think
bet.
that's key. The Post-it note on the front of your catalog, so you're not digging through your bag, looking for something to write on, and you write there.
Yeah.
Having extra pens. Debbie.
I was going to say that the Post-it note, in my opinion, is so much less intimidating than the Enter to Win my drawing slip, because it's not, you're just asking them for information, whereas it's a cuter way. I think that's brilliant.
Yeah.
And
having that, not enter to win, but having that little check the box slip inside the packet.
I will tell you, when I ask people for information, I ask them for their phone number, and I ask, do you text? That's my thing. I would much rather, even for me, I don't like to ask for their address right off the bat when I'm taking contact information. I just want their cell phone number, and I want to know if they text. Because then I can text and connect. And there's something about connecting via text that feels a lot less intimidating and interrogating as far as they're concerned, because they can answer at their leisure. So that's been what works for me. I just say, can I get your phone number, and do you text? So.
And Messenger is a bit, even if people are on Instagram, Messenger is a really good way for people who don't want to give you a phone number, or like, I just met you, lady. Are you on Instant Messenger? Can you find me on Instant Messenger? People feel less like they're not giving you their personal information by you finding them on Messenger, even if they're not on Facebook. That's an easy way to find them. We have like 2 minutes left. What a great call. I just absolutely love the idea of the next 30 to 60 days when we're around a lot of people having these packets ready.
I want to know by show of hands, who has played with the new workstation and really done some diving? Who has just spent 20 minutes, 30 minutes? Megan Dale, Mary Jane, you guys, I see some hands who've played with the workstation. Do you like it? Thumbs up.
I'm on it right now too. Yeah, no, I think it's great. I think that the news tab, some of the features there are a little easier to follow. And then it's also, the latest shows up nicely there.
Yeah.
The one thing that sometimes throws me off is the news training, the Sensi Success tab, you have to hit dashboard to go back. So if people get confused there, you do have to hit dashboard so you can see all of the other tab options. But I think that a lot of it's streamlined, easier to see, very similar in style to other app mainframes. And I think that's what they were going for. They're trying to make it similar and streamline it.
I like it. So just curious if people have been poking around, playing with it. Well, you guys, we are out of time. Thank you so much for getting on this week. And I hope you have a fantastic rest of your week. We'll talk to you next Tuesday.